What's up, buffet line? Welcome back. It is your head chef, Big D, joined as always by my two sous chef, the notorious BOF, back at you again for another episode of Rollin' Heavy. How are you doing tonight, my friend?
Butter and biscuits there, chef.
Butter biscuits, roll the dough.
Roll the dough. Roll the dough. Form a ball. Bake it. Butter it. Done. A baby is made.
And that is how it works.
Yep, that's how you do it.
Kids, go ask your parents if that's really how babies are made.
Yep. Do you bake biscuits? Yep.
There's definitely some rolling and putting stuff in somewhere.
There's rolling. There's rolling. There's butter if you're into it.
All right, before we go,
it gets hot. It gets hot. Bun in the oven, baby. That's why I call it a bun in the oven.
All right, before we go too far down, that
I can't go too far down.
Nobody. That's Rolling Heavy After Dark.
Yeah,
that's our secret cast. You got to find us on that one.
Yeah, that's the OnlyFans one.
Got to pay for that one.
Yep.
But we've got lots and lots to talk about. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on with the Judgment Day. We've got the IC title tournament that was just announced. We've got, stuff going on with the Bloodline. We spent 10 minutes before the show started talking about this and just decided, hey, we should just start talking about this on the cast. So here we are.
Let's start talking about this stuff instead of... So everybody can hear the wisdom coming from your chefs.
So much wisdom coming right now. So let's just pick up right where we left off. We were talking about
baking biscuits.
Baking biscuits. Yep. The IC title tournament that was just announced on Monday, and Jey Uso being the first named contestant in that. And really, what do we expect to happen with this IC title tournament? Like I was saying, I'm expecting this to be a King of the Ring type tournament where the winner is going to face Bronze for the IC title at Bad Blood, right?
Yep, probably.
And what I'm really, really hoping that they don't use this for is to put Jey Uso in the final and to have him put somebody over. I don't want that to happen.
No, but unfortunately, that's probably what is going to happen.
He's not winning the IC title, and he's definitely not taking it off Bronze, especially since Bronze just won it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I want him to take it off Bronze. I really want anybody but maybe Dominic Mysterio to take it off Bronze. And I would be happy. Because Bronze
not going to be in that. Dom's not going to be in that title in that tournament.
I know.
Unless Liv puts it. But here's the thing. He might. Let's be honest. He might. He's a sheep. And if Liv says go be in this tournament, he's going to be in the goddamn tournament. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah, that's true 100%. I was just saying in the universe, the one person I dislike more than Bronze Breaker is Dominic Mysterio. So he's the only person that I don't want to win this tournament.
Here's the thing. Would you be so sad if Dom made it to the finals and then Bronze had his way with him? I mean, yeah, it's two despised people, let's be honest. But, maybe seeing Dom turned into a biscuit, not such a terrible thing.
No, because then I don't trust that there's not going to be Judgment Day shenanigans going on, and they somehow manage to put the belt on Dom. I don't want it. I don't even want him in the tournament. I don't want him anywhere near any of the straps. Just no.
Here's if Dom wins the WWE, if Dom wins the IC title, I'm gonna stop. I will stop watch wrestling. I'm not gonna watch it anymore.
Yeah,
That's
don't put a title on him ever.
no, he doesn't. He doesn't deserve. No, he's not great. He's no. He is. He is support. He is one. He is Steve Bush. He is the Steve Buscemi of the WWE, being that he is forever supporting cast, never the lead man.
Although his wrestling ability is one step above Tongaloa.
Yeah, yeah. How that dude ever got into the WWE, I'm like, dude, there's like
We
you
posted a whole botch reel like
you
10 minutes
have
ago.
well solo, you have about probably 1,500 cousins and uncles and whatever probably wrestling someplace around the world. And this is the dude you brought in?
Yeah, like oh my god. Like first the funniest one was when he was trying to low blow Kevin Owens when he was gonna powerbomb Tamatonga, and then first he
Uh-huh.
punches him in the butt,
Yep.
and then he punches Tamatonga in the face.
Yeah, it's like what the hell, man?
Yeah, it's just
And
like,
and he's the one that has two eyes. Like he's
yeah. Oh man.
yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah, good choice.
I mean, but I think Jacob Fatu makes up for all of it on the bloodline side. So
Yeah. Yeah. Uh he well, and here's the thing. Like Jacob Fatu is that bloodline. Let's be honest.
oh, he is 100%.
Like he's that bloodline, man. Like he is. Everybody is like, oh, here's Solo, and you know he he can't even pick up anybody to power bomb. They have to put him on his shoulders for him. Like, and I understand. Paul Heyman you're probably going to need a bit of a crane to get him up on you. He's a stout little fella,
Yeah, yeah.
but and probably can't do much like physically to help you get up, right?
Not at this
But
point in his career.
Roman can like
Yeah, but I think the whole point behind that is like they're knocked out and they're stunned and they're so beat up that they have to pick him up to power bomb him.
yeah, maybe, but I don't know. But you know, even so, I mean, a like he's not incredibly menacing.
No,
Let's be honest. I mean, Tongaloa, not so much. Loa Tonga is
Tamatonga.
Tama Tonga, the other Tonga. I mean, maybe a little bit,
He'll make some
but
weird ass mouth noises at you.
yeah,
He's real good at
but
that.
yeah, but then the Samoan werewolf, and I'm like, dude, I would cross. Here's the thing, I would cross the street if we were walking on the sidewalk together. If you were walking, if you were walking towards me and there wasn't a shop that I could jump into right away, I'm crossing because you're a scary individual. You might not be, but do I?
I'm
Like you
sure.
look
I'm sure you're not in real life, but goddamn, you play a scary motherfucker.
like just you look like you just walking by. You might just take a bite out of my face.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna risk it. Like this circle of pretty. Like it doesn't need as much. Like it can't take many more blows to not be as pretty as it is anymore. So yeah, I'm like, so yeah, he's the bloodline,
Oh yeah.
and I hope, hope Roman Reigns. Because like we've been talking, does Roman Reigns bring back Jimmy? Does he bring back Jay? Jimmy and Jay are Tongaloa and Tamatonga, right?
Yes.
They're not
They're
menacing.
no,
They're
but
good. They're good and they can fight, but they're not menacing.
no.
Even to some extent, Roman Reigns isn't that menacing. But even Roman Reigns and Jimmy and Jay are not a counter to Jacob Fatu.
No, no.
So I hope there's somebody out there that Roman has in his bag of tricks that is, uh, which is who is Umaga reincarnated.
Yeah, that would be I mean, that'd be what they need because,
Yeah,
like Roman, while he's not like that, he's not that Fatu type intimidating. Like he's an imposing figure though. Like
yeah.
it's different. Like he gives off the air of I am the tribal chief. Like you don't want to fuck with me, but you're
And
not
who, like,
necessarily scared of him because he's controlled. Like Jacob Fatu, you don't know what the hell this guy's gonna do.
no, like what that dude? You know that dude's gonna go off the rails. When is he going off the rails? It might be now. It might be 3 minutes. You don't know, but you know that dude is walking a fine line between sane and uh insane. There's you know, there's the two sides of Jacob Fatu, and they're both scary as shit.
Yes, yes, they are. I'm sure,
And
Jacob Fatu, you are a super nice individual outside of the WWE universe, but God, man, you
please
are
don't bite my face.
you are a terrifying individual. Otherwise,
Please don't bite my face off.
yeah,
And let's be and if Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns go toe to toe 10 matches, Roman probably wins maybe 7 out of those 10.
yeah,
Uh but just having him around is a threat. Just knowing that he exists, you have to be. And if you have a beef with the bloodline, just know that he could be any place in the world right now, but just know that he exists has you on edge.
yeah. Well, it makes them a legit threat.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. He broke his goddamn foot and he's still running around like a madman. You broke his foot.
He
Like, and
super
he's like,
kicked Roman with the fucking boot on,
it's like, whatever, man. My foot's broke, but you're still probably gonna die. So here I come.
and he did, and
Yep.
Roman did. So yeah. So to tie all of this back up to where I was talking about pre-show, I don't want them to use Jay to put somebody over, like an Ilya Dragunov in the IC title tournament. What I hope happens with him is in one of these kind of later matches, we do get some bloodline interference, which then pulls Jay away from the IC belt and gets him back involved with the bloodline stuff. That's what I'm hoping happens because not that I think Jay's above putting somebody over, but that's kind of been his MO for this year. Is he's going to be in these big matches and he's going to be in these big spots and he's going to put on a great match with whoever he's with, but at the end of the day, it's not his. It's not for him. He's there to give them their next step. I don't want that to happen in this case, and I think the smart way to do that with him and to keep his popularity, because Roman is at an all-time high right now, and then if you've got Roman and then you have main event Jey Uso show up, and then Jimmy shows up, and then you have like the OG bloodline and the Usos are back together, like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and like I said, like before we came online or on air, is just like Jay. That's what he's been like. He's losing a little bit of his kind of mystique because he gets in these big matches and then ends up losing. Everybody wants it to happen, but it doesn't. And so I 100%. And here's the thing: the WWE universe loves throwbacks, right?
Yep.
We love throwbacks. We're almost like Cowboys fans and being like, look how great we used to be.
That's all we have. Shut up.
And I was seeing if I could hear your heartbreak after that comment.
No, it's already been broken. There's nothing left to break. It's just jaded optimism at this point.
Hey, well, I'm a Broncos fan, so I don't even have that.
I mean, at least you've been to the Super Bowl and won one before, It's been 30 years since we've been to an NFC Championship game, so I would take whatever you have going right now.
Yeah, we've won one in the last 10 years, so at least we got that. Um, but um, I I would not be surprised if even in the middle of this IC tournament, he teams up with Sammy, and they end up taking the titles off of the Joker Day, you know,
Yep.
Finn and JD, and then make the jump over to SmackDown. Because if we're looking at Bloodline and we're looking at OG Bloodline, that's the OG Bloodline, right?
Yep. I mean, it really is.
And then, so you got Roman, you got the Usos, and you got Sami Zayn, right?
Yep.
So then him and Jimmy. So now your matches are set, right? Now your matches, if you do that, now your matches are set. Kind of. Like, so do we do the Usos versus the Tongas, or do we do Sami Zayn and Jay, sorry, against the Tongas? And now they become undisputed tag team title champions, right?
I mean, if you put the belts on Sammy and Jay, then you have to have it be Sammy and Jay versus the Tongans.
Yeah, or I mean, maybe does Jimmy show up to Raw and help Jay, stop Bronze from doing what Bronze does and just running through everybody backstage because he's such a, genetic freak badass, blah blah blah, and help Jay that way. Jay still doesn't win the IC title. Let's be honest.
No, he doesn't. Nope.
But that kind of, that's the olive branch from Jimmy to maybe mend that relationship a little bit. And then they take the titles from the Joker Day and jump to SmackDown. And now it's the Usos versus the Tongas, which might fit the story a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then the Usos become the undisputed tag team title champions. And then Roman brings out his
secret weapon.
His wild card.
Whoever that may be.
Here's this crazy dude that I found. And so now you have Roman versus Solo. There's that matchup. The Usos versus the Tongas. There's that matchup. And then you have Jacob Fatu versus, the Roman wild card, whoever that may be.
And for the love of God, please don't let it be The Rock. No, I don't want it to be The Rock.
Because he falls into the Roman category, right? He's not. We need
an
Umaga.
Yeah, he's not an enforcer.
We need an Umaga. We need a dude like. So. Wow, I went a little cartoonish right there. Did you hear that?
I did hear that. Yes. So did our millions and millions of fans.
You're welcome, fans. Wow, like a little cartoon guy, little Kermit the Frog here came out of me. I don't know what happened. Anyway, now I'm all flustered. Face is it's a little warm in here. So back to the street story. So if I'm walking down the street and I see Jacob Fatu on one side, I'm going the other way to the other side. But oh great, here's Roman Reigns wild card. I'm walking in the street. I'm walking in the middle. I would rather risk getting hit by a car than be by those two guys, whoever it may be. And if it's The Rock, I'm not crossing the street.
No. I'm gonna call him a candy jabroni and say stop coming around here.
Hey, you candy jabroni. There's a bakery across. I know you like to eat pie. There's a bakery just around the corner if you want some.
How about you pancake your ass over there?
Yeah. Check your ass into SmackDown Hotel.
Yeah, Rock, you've had your time. Please, we don't need to have you any part of this.
Yeah.
Um, so who does win the IC title tournament?
Well, let's speculate who's going to be in there. We got Jay,
Jay. Yep.
Sheamus,
Yep.
Illinois.
Yep. Bronson Reed.
Who? Yeah, Bronson Reed for sure.
And maybe a Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, probably,
Um,
especially now. Ludwig
Ludwig.
Kaiser.
Yep. I was gonna say Kaiser.
That's 6, so I would say that's probably gonna. Are we gonna? We're gonna do 8 guys.
We
8
would
men?
need. We would need 2 more.
Dom. I'm saying it. Dom.
I would
For
say
sure.
Carlito.
Yeah.
Dom and
Carlito
Carlito.
No. I don't think so.
Chad.
Maybe.
Chad Gable.
You think?
Yeah.
Otis.
No, I think it would be Chad.
Cut out Carlito and Otis. If you got Chad, let's put it. You got to have Otis in there.
If we've got Chad, and then I mean, if it's Chad, then it's got to be Uncle Howdy.
Yeah. Yeah. I want Otis in there somewhere.
Let's put Otis instead of Chad. Let's do Otis and Carlito.
Yeah, probably. Because I think that whole Wyatt Sick thing is going to be, that 3. It's going to be 3-man tag thing for, I think, a hot minute.
It's going to be, American Made and the Wyatt Six for the next little bit.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening. And can we progress that a little bit?
Well, can we not have like the big debut matches of these guys just be on a regular Raw?
Yeah.
Like Uncle Howdy and Chad Gable is on Monday. Like, why not just put it in Bash?
Yeah.
I mean, there's been enough build up to it.
There has been, but Chad Gable's not as big of a, like, Uncle Howdy maybe is a big enough draw. Chad Gable is not.
No, he's not. But I feel like
if you need a filler match, for sure.
They
if
didn't
you need a filler.
Yeah, they didn't capitalize on the hype of the Wyatt Six.
Well, no, they're not. I think the Wyatt Six is a passing fancy. That's, if I'm going to be honest.
Like, it was great and everything leading up to it, and the build up was great. And when they finally showed up and we saw it, like, fantastic. But then, like, it was just, like, it stagnated a bit, but it was still at that high level. But then after the tag match, it's just been kind of, it's like, oh, well, American Made's around somewhere, so we know the Wyatts are going to show up.
Yep.
And it's the same stuff over.
And we're gonna get this little vignette of Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas, and you're telling me the same story. You're just using different words and camera angles this time. It's the same. It's not a different story.
No.
It's like let's
push it a little bit. Like, let's get it going, and maybe that's what they plan on starting on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Like, if you're gonna do it now, let's see it. Let's not see these video clips. Let's see you on the mic doing something.
Yeah, like, let's get it live now. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yep.
So
yeah, I think Carlito and Otis make more sense than Gable and Uncle Howdy.
Yeah, me too. After I said that, I'm like, especially with them having a match on Monday, that those two don't make sense.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if it was Uncle Howdy, Chad Gable, just if it was like a one-on-one thing, but this is like, this is another faction war.
Yeah, it's a big faction thing, so it doesn't make any sense. I agree.
Yeah, but
my pick out of that bracket is Sheamus.
For sure. My my final, I believe, will be Sheamus and Dragunov. I think those will be the final two.
Yeah, I think it'll be Sheamus Dragunov or Sheamus Kaiser.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
One of
I
those
think
two.
Jay gets. I think Jay gets taken out bloodline wise
Me too.
before that.
And then he gets pulled into that, and that's what I hope happens because it allows Jay to save face. You know, he's not taking a clean loss to honestly people at this point who are not at the same level as him as far as being on the card.
Yeah,
To put them over. Um, I would much rather see him lose to bloodline shenanigans and go get involved in that story, and then it doesn't hurt his status, as main event Jey Uso. You know,
yeah, for sure. Yeah, it won't. Like, and and let's be honest, like he doesn't have any history with Bronze Breaker, right?
no,
Like any recent history. Dragunov does, Kaiser does, Sheamus does to some. So like if like those are the four focal points of that story,
yes,
right? Carlito and Otis are just there as filler bodies, and hope maybe they can do something, but um, but maybe not, But Alpha Academy needs something, and just to stay semi-relevant in what's happening on Raw right now. I mean, Maxine was on last week, or was it this week?
yeah,
Just to be a supporting cast for the Wyatt Six again.
yep,
And what's her face from the American Maid? What's her name?
Ivy Nile.
Ivy Nile. There you go. Yeah, that's all that match was a Wyatt Six setup.
The match never even started. The bell
Yeah.
never rang.
So yeah, so that's that whole point of that.
Yeah,
And we've said it many times. Of the stars so far, Otis always has a table.
yep.
Um, and I'm saying, you know what? So does the Terror Twins. You guys got a table too. Um, but he needs. I mean, we need more Otis. Let's be honest.
Yeah, well,
We
and
need more.
that's another one I feel like that they kind of missed on the peak of that.
Yeah, like when that whole Sami Zayn Alpha Academy breaking up thing. If Otis was going to get a push, that was the time.
Yes. Well,
But
they
that, I mean,
they
that
missed the whole
that
timing of that. Like they didn't have the actual turn happen until like Raw the next week or the week after, when the perfect time for it was during that. I think it was Clash,
yep,
and he finally pushed Chad, and the crowd went crazy. Like that was the time, and that was the peak of that feud between all of them to have Otis finally put Chad out, and then it was just kind of this.
yeah,
It was meh. Like I don't have anything to say about it besides it was meh. Like
yeah. It's like, oh, cool, you finally did it, awesome.
it didn't have the suspense. It didn't have all of the like that build up to it, and it was like, oh well, we knew this was gonna happen. Like it should have happened 2 days ago at Clash, but
Yep.
but it didn't. But for the icy stuff, I am picking my spirit animal in Sheamus. My heart is telling me it'll be Dragunov.
Yeah, I think so. I would like to see Sheamus get it. I really, really would. But um, I think that opening round for Sheamus is going to be him if this is how it plays out. I think him and Pete Dunne are in the first round,
Yeah,
and
I could
then
see that rematch happening right away.
I think Sheamus beats Pete Dunne in that match, but Pete Dunne towards if it's in the final, if Sheamus makes it that far, I see him pulling a pulling a Finn, pulling a Punk, pulling a Dom, pulling a whoever you want, pull out as a backstabber right now, or a Dom, I guess, is the classic kind of character for that.
Yeah.
Screwing Sheamus and letting the other person win.
Yeah, I could see that too.
But again, then that doesn't do anybody any. If it's Dragunov, it has to be a clean win,
Yes.
so that moving into that title, Dragunov looks like a credible threat to Bronze. He just beat the shit out of Sheamus, and now he's there to take the title from Bronze. If it's because of interference, he doesn't look as credible as he does if he wins it cleanly. So,
Or the interference shows up and Dragunov takes care of it.
yeah.
Like
Which to me is still a clean win.
Yeah.
If he takes out, that even makes him more credible, right? It's like I not only did I just beat Sheamus, I also beat this other dude. It was a handicap match and I won, and I'm here to take your title.
Yeah, Pete Dunne showed up. I kicked him in the face, gave him an H-bomb, and then I did it again to Sheamus and won.
Yeah. And you should be scary, Bronze. I've had you on the ropes many times.
Yeah, he's beat Bronze many times. They had quite the feud in NXT.
Yeah. So yeah.
If it's not Sheamus, I would like to see it be Ilya. My heart is telling me it'll be Ilya that wins.
I think so.
But I'm okay with either of those because I really like Dragunov. Like, I think he's great in the ring, and I saw a quote from Triple H the other day, and I think I've talked about it, is Dragunov is intensity. He's not intense. He is intensity.
Oh, for sure. He is the intensity that Braun Breaker is trying to replicate.
Yes.
Where Braun Breaker is Braun Sprinkler is forced intensity. He's trying to be Goldberg, to be honest.
Yes.
And his is forced intensity. Dragunov is just intense.
Yes.
That's just the dude. If anybody was going to match Goldberg on the intensity level, it's 100% Ilyanov or Dragunov. I can never say his first name.
at a quarter of his size.
Yeah, Ilya is the size of of Goldberg's thigh, and probably as intense or more.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And I think that's why I like him more. Like, it's not that I have anything against Bronze as a wrestler, because he is really, really good in the ring.
For sure.
Like, he is very talented when it comes to being an actual wrestler. But god damn, do not put a mic in this guy's face. Ever. No. Do not let him talk. And it's, to me, it's one of those things where it's a gimmick that doesn't work. I feel like they're trying to do a hybrid between Scott Steiner and a Goldberg. And it's not him, and it doesn't work for me, and it doesn't connect. Like, you're not Big Papa Pump. Don't call yourself a genetic freak. Like, no. That's not you.
Yeah. Here's the thing, Bronze. You look like a sweet bro. Be a sweet bro. Be a sweet bro. If that's who you are, be a sweet bro. I'm still gonna think you're a douche, because sweet bros are douches, and you'll still be able to maintain what you are, but it's gonna come across as more believable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the big problem I have with him. And like I've said, if you have to call yourself a badass, you're not a badass.
No.
Like, it's not you. You are pretending to be a badass.
Yeah. You are someone that identifies as a badass.
Yes.
Doesn't mean you are. You are identifying yourself as a badass.
Yeah. So no matter who wins this IC tournament, none of them are going to beat Braun's Sprinkler. That is his new evolved name. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome,
you for
Braun.
cooking that up, sous
You're welcome,
chef.
chef. You're welcome, chef.
It's the this new special for today, Braun's Sprinkler.
Braun
Uh,
Sprinkler.
nobody's whoever wins, nobody's gonna beat him.
Now,
He's gonna retain the title at wherever they have him defend it. Um, I'd like to see Sheamus win and finally complete his Grand Slam. I don't think it's gonna happen at Bad Blood, but a guy can hope.
yeah, I I mean this all this is to give Braun Sprinkler more of that badass cred, right?
They're
That
trying to legitimize it now.
yeah, it's like, all right, if we're gonna call it, how are we gonna make this happen? Okay, these are the best of the best in at this level of talent, right? So you have to be the guy that wins this title or this tournament is the best of the best of the ones that are, you know, in the IC title conversation.
Yeah.
And go beat him. Go beat him. If you beat him, okay, maybe you are a badass. That's the whole purpose of this tournament.
You'll never be a badass as long as you call yourself a badass. So
Nope.
Bronze Sprinkler, don't do it anymore.
Yeah, go water the lawn.
Go be a gym bro. Like that's what you are. You're a gym bro.
Yeah.
Be that guy.
Be a bro ass. What's up, bro?
Sweet, bro.
Bro. Bruh.
Yeah, like that would be way more believable than what you're trying to do now. You can keep
Yeah.
the fake tan and everything you got now.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Like
it fits in perfectly. But
and
this
change your dog to bruh, 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 bruh.
it still works.
Still works for you. Like, you're welcome for your new, more believable gimmick there, Sprinkler. And there's your new music.
There you go.
God, I do everything for you, Sprinkler.
Your new gimmick's already all cooked up. You don't need anything.
You don't need anything. You don't need anything. Just go out there and piddle your pants.
All right, so I guess we've already touched on a lot of the Bloodline stuff. I don't think we really need to come back to it. In talking about the IC title, we've managed to talk more about the Bloodline.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the Judgment Day.
But
And
let's do.
yeah, and what's going on with the Judgment Day, because obviously on Monday everybody saw that they ended up, getting the numbers advantage and beating up on Rhea and Damian. And then I personally didn't like how they ended it, where they stacked him up and then they all put their arms up in the air. Like, that's the Bloodline's been doing that for months.
Yeah.
Like, give us something different. Like, let's not just like, hey, have the bad guys, we're gonna beat you up, put you through a table, and then we're gonna put you in the middle of the ring and put our hands up.
We're gonna pose over you.
Yeah, give us something. And that's not how the Judgment Day has been.
No, do the explosion walk away. There's nothing more badass than the explosion walk away, right?
Yeah.
So
walk away and laugh and point, or what? Yeah, like.
So putting them through tables and knowing that they're done, and then you just walk away. Your music is playing, and you walk away. Don't turn around. Don't look back. Just know you just walk away, knowing that the job that you've done is done. And then you just walk away. That's more badass than posing over them and putting, Liv is finally on top T-shirt over Rhea's head, and that's just walk away. Walk away. Knowing that your job is done, and that they're not coming after you because you beat the shit out of them so much.
Agreed.
But the whole purpose of Monday was kind of like with what I was talking about, to give Ilya credit, him beating a Sheamus in the finals of the IC tournament. What happened Monday is giving a little bit of credit back to, okay, maybe they can take care of, because 2 weeks prior, it was Rhea and Damian just going, running through the Joker Day.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so that was, hey, you know what? If we're gonna really make this intergender match like believable at Clash or at Bash, we need to make them take out Rhea and Damian
Yes.
somehow, some way. Like let's so that it's not just a because when Damian starts beating up Dom, everyone's like, well, that's obvious because that's what he's been doing for the last 4 goddamn weeks now. But if Dom starts beating Damian, it's like, wait, this is not. So this is just bullshit, and you're just putting us on, right? Now there's a little bit. Okay, maybe they can take them out.
Yeah. Well,
So
it introduces some doubt because, like you said, it has been just Damian and Rhea destroying everybody.
right. I
Uh,
mean, but still, it's a numbers game, right? It wasn't just Dom and Liv. It was the entire Joker Day taking them out.
yes.
But
Do they get
we can
backup, or is it just going to be the Terror Twins?
Jay and Sammy. That's Jay and Jimmy. That's where Jay and Jimmy come out.
You think Jay and Jimmy or Jimmy and Sam or Jay and Sammy?
Sammy's no. If they're gonna get backup from anybody, it's well that's if it's Jay and Jimmy. Okay, there's the tag title match, right?
Yeah.
If it's Jay and Sammy, there's your tag title match, and that kind of can see where the OG bloodline is gonna go, right?
Right.
If it's Jay and Sammy, I would 100% Sammy is rejoining the bloodline. If it's Jay and Jimmy, Sammy is not.
No, and I know I've talked about it being Jay and Sammy for the longest time. Like, I don't think it makes any sense anymore. I think it needs to be Jay and Jimmy. The family needs to reconcile
Yep. Yeah.
that. So you think it's just going to be the Terror Twins? They're not going to get a third?
I I don't think no, I think they do get a third, but they don't show up with a third. I think it's a surprise, a surprise run in by either Jay and Jimmy or Jay and Sammy.
I could see Jay coming to help as like a one-time thing, and not being involved, I guess, with the Terror Twins. I mean, because Jay wants to take Rhea to the Waffle House.
See, but does he though? Because that's kind of faded off.
That's because he's been off. He's been
Yeah,
he's been trying to cheer up Sammy after Sammy lost the title.
yeah, but pick a story. Like, like I don't believe it if Jay comes in now.
I just put
Like,
Jay in everywhere. That's fine.
like, if this was right off of was it Clash that they lost? What was the last one that they just lost at? SummerSlam, right?
SummerSlam, yeah.
Yeah. Um. So I mean if we saw more of that, almost like a weekly thing, then yeah, cool. But we saw it once. We saw it like right after, and then it's been weeks and nothing. So like I can still see him showing up as a one-off thing, but
Yeah, he's
but
he's not going to be involved with the Terror Twins. He's not going to be a Terror triplet,
no,
but
no, I don't think that I don't think there's another faction
he's
forming out of this.
he's like a Randy Orton or a Kevin Owens to a Cody Rhodes. He's
He's got
there.
their
He's
back.
he's there to support them, their friends, and all that. But he is there. It's not a faction. He's not part of the group. I got
So
your
here's
back.
so,
You got my back.
so here's what's gonna happen. They're still out. They still don't have the numbers game, right?
Right.
It's right now it's 5-on-2, right?
Yes.
And so Jay, I actually want to see Jay come out. And he hasn't been on a PLE since, Money in the Bank. Let's get him out there. Um so I would like him to come out and help things. To help the Terror Twins with the Judgment Day, the Joker Day, and then he's going to get in trouble because it's still a numbers game, right?
Yep.
And then it's either going to be Sammy to back up because now whoever comes out next isn't there to back up the Terror Twins.
They're better to back up
They're to
Jay.
back up Jay. So
Right.
who is it? So who is his partner? Is it Jimmy or is it Sammy? It's one of those two.
It's both, and then it's 5-on-5.
But then now you're just adding more confusion.
You know, it's Bronson Reed because why not?
Because why the hell not? And he stacks them all up into a nice big old pile, and he tsunamis them 6 times and makes one giant Megatron wrestler.
He makes his Judgment Day tsunami sandwich
Yep.
with Dom on the bottom.
Yep. Well, he is a bottom. Let's be honest.
I mean, it's fair. He's
Dom's
not
a
even a power bottom.
No, he's a take it bottom.
Yeah, but I don't know. Whatever the hell they're gonna do with Bronson Reed, sure, throw him in with the Terror Twins. Why not?
Why not? Right here. Here you go.
And then he turns on the Terror Twins because why not?
I got to make a name for myself, and the best way to make a name for myself is to take out the former heavyweight champion.
It's to tsunami everybody.
Yep. I think I went through puberty on that one.
Yeah, I mean you're going through a whole range of voices tonight.
I'm Mick Foley.
The many faces of BOF.
Yep. It's like we got the frog in there. We got the scared little boy. I don't know.
Yeah, so I honestly don't know. I don't want to see Jay get involved with that. I want to see, like I've said, I want to see Jay with the Judgment, or not the Judgment Day, the Bloodline stuff. I really don't know who else would be there to help.
Well, it makes sense for Jay to come out during Bash. Because, God, yeah, can we Ash to the next Ash? Because Roman is there, the Bloodline is there, all the pieces are all there to start putting them together. Yeah, at one event.
But then at that point, does it make sense for him to get involved with the Terror Twins and then get involved again?
I don't think
with
he gets
the
involved.
Bloodline?
I don't know. I think that's more of a backstage, maybe post match type of thing. Yeah, because here's the thing: anybody other than Jay coming out to help the Terror Twins doesn't make sense.
No, I agree with you. I'm just trying to think of like who else it could possibly be. Like if they're going to be backup, like the only person that's shown any love to either of them has been Jay.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like missing something somewhere, but it's only been Jay.
Yeah. Unless it's someone that wants to compete for the title. But we were talking about, other than Liv and Rhea, who do you have on the women's roster that that's even at that level?
Yeah, well, I mean, if we're talking just Raw, I think it's Zelina Vega and Sonya Deville. I think that's it. And I don't think they're on the same level. I think Zelina Vega is close, but I don't think she's quite there with everybody else.
Yeah, well, and pre-Rhea, before her return,
it was her.
It was her.
And especially with Becky being gone.
Yep.
I have a wonderful run-in that just popped into my head for the Terror Twins.
Okay.
Speaking of Zelina Vega, why the hell wouldn't it be Rey Mysterio? I
Uh,
mean, I know you hate the, Ray versus Dom thing, but that's the only other one that would make sense to me.
no, and you're not wrong. And the only reason I give it the you David is because I'm gonna start ranking things like that. That's three you Davids. Uh, because they keep going back to that well, man. I'm tired of that. Like they keep going back to that well, to that Dom Ray well. Like, is that the only thing that they can do? With Ray at this point in time, and with Dom, is that the only thing that they can do with those two? Is a Mysterio matches? Like that's.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, like the
I
LWO has been pretty much non-existent for the last year,
yeah.
and
I mean,
it's been Ray and Selena showing up every now and again. But if
yeah.
they're gonna have Jay with the Bloodline stuff, especially at Bash, I don't think it makes sense for him to be there. I think it makes more sense for Ray.
I mean, I understand. I can see the Ray thing, and that would be more of a surprise than Jay. But let's be honest. It's like that would be like ordering like a Big Mac and not getting like the special sauce. Like it's still good and you're still gonna probably eat it, but it's not like the special sauce makes something. Jay is the special sauce in that story. Like everybody wants to see Jay. That's just everybody wants to see Jay. And now if we see Ray, the other EY, it's good and we'll be happy to see him because we haven't seen him in a while, but we know he's there for Dom. And
But like,
Jay Jay is there for Rhea. And everybody loves Rhea. And everybody wants to see that Jay Rhea thing happen. But the Ray thing starts another Dom down another Dom storyline and we don't give a shit about that anymore.
well, I don't think it has to be a long-term deal. I like it can be for a month up until the next. I mean, Bad Blood makes 100% sense.
Yeah.
That's going to be happening in a month after that. So why the hell not? And like, let's finally put a bow on this.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I hope it's Jay.
I don't. I hope it's Ray. That's what I say.
Hey, hey.
That Ray Mysterio is my Chef Stradamus prediction of who's gonna help out the Terror Twins.
Mine is Jay. Mine is main event.
Yeah. So I like after all this goes down though, like I don't know what happens. Like, are they just gonna be beefing with the Judgment Day forever? Like, oh, I don't understand it. And the end game with this is going to be, it's got to be Damian versus Finn.
Yep.
I think we'll get Damian versus Finn at Bad Blood. We're going to get Rhea versus Liv at Bad Blood. And then we'll get another Dom versus Ray.
What if Finn joins the IC title tournament?
I could see
And
that
then,
instead of Carlito.
yeah. So Finn joins the IC title, and then Damian fucks him.
Yeah.
Because that like that Damian Finn thing has kind of been that's cooling down a little bit.
Yeah, well, like Damian Finn and then Rhea with Dom and Liv, like that's where all the heat is right now.
Yeah. And so when Jay comes in, now you can take Dom out or Damian out of that story and have him focus on Finn because he needs to focus on Finn. That's where his true beef is, right?
Right.
But he's always gonna have the Eradicator's back, and so she needs a partner for this match. He's gonna jump in and he's gonna step up. But if Jay comes in, Jay can take the Damian Priest role in the Dom Liv story, and now we get more Jay,
So
and we get more Jay and Rhea, and everybody's like, "Is this happening? Is this happening? Is this happening?" And then, so now we have a true Rhea to Jay kind of connection worth versus Liv Dom, and that can continue to go. Then we have Damian versus Finn, and that can continue to go. And then who gives a shit about Carlito and JD?
nobody.
Yeah.
So if it's going to happen that way, then Jay would need to help out during the tag match next Saturday at Bash.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
Jay and Finn need to either be a first round matchup or a second round matchup where then Damian gets involved and screws over Finn.
See, but now this is when Dom jumps into the IC. Yeah.
No,
so,
no Dom. No. No Dom at
Yeah.
all. He's not going to be in it.
Yeah. But Dom starts. Yeah. But so Dom will screw up. Will try to screw Jay in his match, and yeah, it all plays out.
I could see that as being feasible.
Yeah. And then Eric Bischoff shows up.
Then Bischoff! And then you ruin any credibility that you just built.
Yep.
It's gone. It's all gone.
And then Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman show up hand in hand, and they skip down the aisle and say, "We now own WWE."
Yeah, it was like, oh, well,
Cool.
that's going to go to
And
shit
then-
now.
And then, let's go dark. ECW shows up on the Titantron.
God, no, if it's Bischoff, they're immediately putting the title on Hulk Hogan.
Yep.
They take
Here's
both
our new title.
They take the title off of Cody and Gunther, and they give them both to Hogan.
Yep.
Because that's what they did in WCW.
Yep. Because he's Hogan.
Yep.
And he's the best of all time.
Nope.
Except for the 10 other people that
Better.
have progressed the business and are way better than you. That can actually wrestle and can put together more than 3 sentences without saying brother 6 times.
Brother and Pythons.
Brother.
And Hulkamania.
What are you gonna do, brother? When the 24-inch pythons run all over you. They don't run, dude. They slither. Pythons slither. And you're talking about your arms, and you don't run anyway.
All right. Well, I think
Go
that's
sit-
a good
go
spot
sit
for
down,
us to
Hulk.
call it a night. Now that we ended with Bischoff and Hulk Hogan, I think that's a good spot for us to call it a night.
Yep, checked all the boxes.
Yep, we got everything in there, even Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff.
And Braun Sprinkler.
Braun Sprinkler.
And now, truly is a tool.
Yep. He is. He is a
There you go.
he's a tool for watering.
Braun Sprinkler the tool. So yeah, that's gonna do it for us tonight. If you have any questions, comments, show ideas, please hit us up at rollinheavybjj@gmail.com. Check us out on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe to get more content.
Smash that button, brother.
Smash it.
Smash the subscribe button, brother.
We're the cream of the crop.
Floating to the top.
I always ask, but do you have any words of wisdom before we go?
No, my last word of wisdom were 2. Eric Bischoff.
And that does not count as wisdom.
No, then I guess I don't have any.
All right, well, catch us next week as we make our official picks and our chef specials for Bash in Berlin next Saturday. But until then,